I am officially running for President of the United States.
Could he actually win?
No freaking way!
Which Republican candidate has the best chance of winning the general election?
Donald Trump.
There's not going to be a President Donald Trump.
Trump will not be president.
Trump will never be elected president of the United States.
You're not going to be president.
A man who will never be president of the United States.
Donald Trump is not going to be president of the United States. Take it to the bank.
He will never be president.
Donald Trump is not going to become president of the United States.
She's at plus 19. Do you think the tapes made a difference? Of course! They made all the difference!
This race is over.
Hillary Clinton has raised more than double Donald Trump, vastly outspending him.
The presidency at about 89% for Hillary Clinton.
Your analytical model has never been wrong. Now projects Hillary Clinton to win presidential election.
100% chance. You still think she has a 100% chance of winning the election?
I do.
And what would Donald Trump have to do to turn things around?
Prayer and hope for a Festivus miracle.
This is CNN's coverage of Election Night in America, the fight for the presidency.
Because we don't care. Oh, okay, have Kentucky. Who cares?
Kentucky.
Don't care about
Indiana. Don't care.
Indiana with West Virginia, Oklahoma, Tennessee, Mississippi, South Carolina, Alabama, Kansas, Nebraska, and Wyoming with its vote, North Dakota and South Dakota, Texas.
Up and down the middle of the country, all red.
Arkansas, Louisiana, the state of Montana, Missouri.
Yes. It was at 80% an hour ago for Clinton.
What is it now?
68%.
Okay, God damn it, I'm nervous.
Ohio.
Hold. Ohio, John.
Idaho.
Okay, yeah, I don't see a fucking landslide here. I don't see it at all.
North Carolina.
God damn it, if we need Florida, are you shitting me?
Florida.
It is fucking panic time.
Georgia.
Donald Trump, now the favorite to win the presidency.
Iowa.
New York Times now has it at 95% chance.
Utah.
Can still win, but in order to do so, she has to win Wisconsin. God damn it. Fuck.
Arizona.
Alaska.
Pennsylvania.
Michigan.
What a night!
Ladies and gentlemen, may I have your attention, please? It's time for the final countdown. The show starts in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's rock.
And happy Thursday, guys. Happy Thursday. Let's check the audio because you never know. Audio looks good. All right. So with that being said, hold on. I think I might be... No, I think you guys could hear me. If not, hold on. I'm going to do something, guys, because I'm seeing something, a little delay, and that's probably because of the high definition. Let's go down here. Let's check this. Let's check this definition and let's see if things can go good right here. Anything. Come on. There we go. We good? We should be good. Just give me a thumbs up, guys, or let me know if we're good. I had to take the definition out, obviously. Okay, we should be good. So anyway, I told you. I let everyone know that that my original Facebook was going to be banned. I let everyone know it's not banned for 1 month, it's banned for 2 months. And all I literally said was someone was just asking on a page, on a group, actually. They were asking about ivermectin and fenbenzidol. And all I said, yes, I can get that for you guys. And just because I said I can get ivermectin and fenbenzidol, boom. Even though there's half-naked women that are on Facebook trying to get people to add and talk about sexual stuff on Facebook, they're never banned, But as soon as you mention ivermectin, fenbendazole, you get banned for 2 months. If you only knew how much I hate Facebook with a passion, if you only knew how I wish I could run into the people that take care of Facebook, I would definitely go postal on these people and lose my shit if I ever could find out where the head office is of the people that do this to everyone. To be honest with you, I go postal. And again, I'm telling you guys, it's already an advance warning. You gotta add me on YouTube. I don't even know why I do this on Facebook anymore. All right. You have to add the Canadian Don on YouTube. This is just an advance warning, because after that, it's done. It's gone. It's done. I'll just do my YouTube videos I'll just do my videos and my podcasts on YouTube, because I'm at the point that I really don't care too much about Facebook anymore. I'm glad I had this account that was set up. But believe it or not, as soon as I signed back up on this account today, because I haven't used it since last year, there was already a strike against me. Believe it or not, there was already a strike, and I think I used it for 1 day. I used this for 1 day, and as soon as I popped on here, it said they took a post down or something, or a comment, and I've used it for 1 day, and I already had a strike on the new account. So imagine. It's not fun, and I'm really at the point, guys, that I really don't care anymore. It's just too much on the head, and I'm the type of person that takes everything serious, where I'm going to go postal, and there's going to be some things going to be blown up if I had guns and had all that stuff there. I probably would go postal and go crazy at this point of what's happening with Facebook. And it's not just Facebook, it's Canada censoring Facebook. That's what it really is, right? So anyway, let's do the shout outs to our Freedom family, our Common Sensors, our Pure Bloods, our Once Upon a Time Pure Bloods, our American family. Guys, share it out to get our American family. I think I've added like 200 and something, to be honest with you, but I think a lot of people are on here, because usually we get about 150, 200 people of our family. So if I'm missing anybody, please, if you guys not seeing any of the family members on, tell them to add Freedom Jeff, not Jeff Freedom, but Freedom Jeff. Just reverse it. So first shout out is going out to Gilles Bourgeois. And how you doing, brother from a different mother? Sean from he's using YouTube. How you doing, Miss Nancy? Brenda Yeeman. Let's see, Miss Anna, Yolanda, Vincent, brother from a different mother, Miss Dana. As you can see, Dana, I have a new account, obviously. How you doing, Bert? Miss Judy Gold, Miss Eagles, Sheila from Texas, Annette, Sylvia from the island, Miss Petty Voltor, Miss Therese. Okay, Sean's back on with Facebook. Juanita, Annette, Nancy Bouchard, Miss Carrie from Ontario, brother from a different mother, Joelle, Roland, Elizabeth, Karen, Patty, Michelle, Manny, brother from a different mother, Nancy, Judy Horn from Kentucky, Elizabeth from out west, Miss Janice from my hometown, Miss May, pretty much the same people, guys. Gloria, Kathy, Ron from the Peg area, Miss Patty of Voltor, where else? What else? Mac, Juanita, Jaco, Karen. You like the intro, Karen? I love the intro. The intro, that's probably one of the best comedy skits that anybody could have, right? Is that intro? I hope you guys love that intro, because that's, that's probably one of the best intros you can imagine, right? Doesn't have a chance in hell to win in him. Oh my God, how you doing, Yan Grabowski? Who else? Annette, Jean-Noel, Joan, Andrea from Penfield, New Brunswick. Who else? Martin, brother from a different mother. And Brent, all the way from South Carolina, if I'm not mistaken. Brent, not Bert. Brent. Yeah, Brent. And how you doing, Christine and Miss Janice from Florida in the house, of course. All right, guys. Now, the crappy part about this, right? Here's the crappy part, is when I use my cell phone to take videos and pictures and upload stuff, and then I throw it on my phone, and then my phone, I can upload it to StreamYard, which is fast. Now, with this new mess up, Now, what I have to do is whatever I upload, I have to send to my Outmail, all right, my email, okay, my Hotmail. And then I got to go in my Hotmail, take that stuff that I'm going to save for the shows, and then throw it into a folder into my laptop, all right? And then with my laptop, then I got to go on StreamYard on my laptop and grab those photos or the videos and throw them into my StreamYard, all right? So with that being said, I didn't do any of the stuff I want to do to share tonight because it's going to be very time consuming now with this new baloney that I have to do. So the only way to do this is A, I could do it the long way, or B, get another cell phone, put this account on that cell phone, right? Put the second account on the cell phone, and I'll be able to download stuff off of that cell phone. You understand? And then transfer it over. It's going to be a huge mess up for the next 2 months. Let's just put it that way. It really sucks. To be honest with you, it's really going to suck. But either way, I'll make it work somehow. And we'll get through it, right? We get through it. Facebook is not as smart as they think they are. To be honest with you, they're smart, but not as smart as they think they are. All right. So I do have a few videos from the past, and I hope everyone paid attention to Donald Trump's little state of a speech, his union speech yesterday. And I hope a lot of people decided to see the amount of demons that were sitting in the audience on the Democrat side that never got up to do a lot of things, stand up for the American people, stand up for the American people over illegal aliens. All the Democrats sat. Can you imagine that? The Democrats sat down to that. So Donald Trump set them up hook, line, and sinker. All right. For the people to stand up for the girl who got her throat cut in the subway by an illegal alien and her mother was there, for the people stand up to support this mother whose daughter got her throat sliced. 3/4 of the Democrats didn't even stand up. And on top of that, half of the Democrats didn't even show up. No, they were too busy, guys. And I don't know if you guys know this, but they were too busy, the Democrats, they were having a little thing because they didn't want to go to Donald Trump's State of the Union. And to be honest with you, me personally, I don't know why they allow this, because at the end of the day, it's like you have to go because you're representing your state, you're representing your constituents. You have to go. You can't just not show up. All right. So I do believe it's the only thing I disagree with the orange man himself, Donald Trump. The only thing I disagree is he follows by the law. And it's the only thing I can disagree with that man is I wouldn't follow the law by the book by now. I think heads would be rolling, and I wouldn't do this whole law process and all that stuff. I would literally, with Mullar, whatever you call her, Omar, that was yelling and screaming at Donald Trump yesterday, and I think everyone's seen it. Literally, I would have had her removed and jailed, sort of like in a court of law. When you were to yell at a judge, it's called contempt, correct? Tell me if I'm wrong. It's called contempt. Try yelling at a judge and see what happens. It's called contempt. The same way that they threw out that other fake one that looks like a werewolf with his cane, that piece of shit from Texas, if I'm not mistaken. I don't know his name because he's irrelevant, but they should have did the same thing. But I think he kept her in there just to give her a tap on the shoulder saying, we're coming for you. And he actually did. We're coming for the corruption. And Nancy Pelosi, we know what you've done. We're coming for you too, right? I think he said that. I think they all know. That's why they're rolling their eyes, going, "We're effed. We're fudged up. We're done." A lot of them have been replaced. I think everyone will know that by now, and so I'm not really worried about a lot of stuff, to be honest with you. But it is fun to see. All right, it really is fun to see. I did have some videos in the past, which we'll talk about. I'm just gonna throw this out here because it's little videos that I had in the past. last week that I want to share, but I didn't get time to share. So bear with me. I know how Ron loves his videos. I wish I could imitate Trump. What's this? Jeff says forensic financial audits for all of them. Yeah, exactly, Jeff. I mean, it's great, but just to be sitting there and knowing that they're fucked. Like, excuse my French, they're fucked. I mean, everything you can imagine. He said, and it's coming soon. All right, they're fudged. He was shorter than the real Trump. I don't know, Masigos. I didn't really pay attention, to be honest with you. All I know is heads are going to be rolling. And anybody at this point, Al Green was that person. Al Green, I call him the werewolf. To be honest with you, that guy shouldn't be there. To be, 90% of them shouldn't be there for Democrats. This is what is the only thing I disagree with Donald Trump, is what I'm saying. But I know why he has to do it, because I literally would have the military come in, arrest every person sitting down. Now hear me out. Hear me out. So as Jeff Freedom jumps up instead of Donald Trump and says, how many people stand up that support the American people instead of illegal aliens? Every person that would be sitting down, I would have the military walk in right away and charge every single person with that one word we all should know: treason. Every single person that sat down or didn't want to get up for that one sentence would and should be A, charged for treason, or B, kicked out of the summit, or whatever you call it down there. Okay, that's it. There's no ifs, ands, or buts. It's the only thing I disagree with Donald Trump, is that he always does the rule of law, and it's the only thing I disagree with you, sir. You need to. It's time to brush away the law, like you've seen what the Supreme Court did on your tariffs. It's time to brush away. It's time to kind of bring back a little bit of dictator, even though you don't have it. Bring some dictatorship in you, like Putin does. All right, right. And who gives a flying F about what the evil and the Democrats and the demons out there? If there's people rioting on the street, you arrest them all, you ship them off to Alligator Alcatraz, and you put them in, send them off to make a deal with China. Make a deal with China and send them off to their camps. I can't remember what they call their camps for rehabilitation, but they have another word for their camps in China to reprogram them. That's what they should be doing between China and United States. That's how I'd be doing it. Or waste some of the money. I'll be honest with you. Let's do it this way. Cuba is a dying country. I tell you what, make Cuba a part of Cuba with the Gitmo in a certain place, hire a bunch of prison guards, thousands and thousands of prison guards, and make it a huge, huge prison. And I'm serious about this, a huge prison for these people in the United States that are Antifa, Black Lives Matter, all those people that are protesting. And I would be sending these people to these camps. You understand? To reprogram them. That's what needs to happen. All right. It's the only thing that needs, that Donald Trump, I disagree with you, my friend. It's the only thing. Just kind of bend the law. All right. And if the judges try to do something, and I mean this, if the judges try to do something, the judges in the blue state, even any judges of Supreme Court, you send them off too, because I guarantee you'll find a money trail behind those people. You send them off, and you make Cuba a big prison, and on the other side of the Cuba, you make it a touristic site. You understand? And that will help the tourists. That will help the Cuba people, because there'd be a lot of prison guards that you don't want to mess around with, and it would make a great economy for them, right? And they're not going to leave. They can't leave on an island infested with sharks. So make it like they did in San Francisco with Alcatraz, right? Personally, that's what you should be doing. That's what probably would make America great again. Great. So that's my thought. It's a very common sense thought, and I think it would work perfectly. What's this? You can hear Al Green come in. You can hear his knuckles dragging the ground. Yeah, he's a gorilla, to be honest with you. The leader of El Salvador said he would take all of the prisoners. Yeah, but I don't think it's, I mean, we're talking about 1 million people, Jaco. There's a lot of Democrats, millions of people. You know, I know what El Salvador, take the people for treason, take the, you know, those corrupted politicians, 100%, take them to El Salvador. Yes, 100%. But do the same thing for the Cubans. All right. Make it as a touristic part of the island. And on the other side of the island, make it as a prison where they can't escape. You understand? El Salvador, good thing. Yeah, there's a Gitmo, and we all know the Gitmos in Cuba, but you just extend the Gitmo is what I'm saying. And you make that island, and that island would prosper. That island would prosper with federal money, and a lot of the people there wouldn't be looking in the garbage for food because they would be working at the prisons against these people. That's how you make America great again. Hey, there's still Canadians too. There's not just the Americans. There's the Canadians too. I would be doing the exact same thing, right? Exact same things. All right, let's share some videos. It's not much, but because we're speaking about Cuba, and I brought in Cuba, here's a little thing with Cuba that I think everyone should know.
So as this whole thing with Trump administration and Cuba unfolds, you're going to hear a lot of people who never stepped foot in Cuba tell you about Cuba, okay? As Cubans, we're super used to this. We've been hearing this our whole lives. People that have never suffered under socialism, people that are probably native-born Americans, but, you know, we have dumbass socialists all over the world, tell you that, you know, the regime is not that bad, that Cuba is in the state that it's in because of the United States, because of the embargo. Please do not listen to these people. They don't know what the fuck they're talking about. They think because they read something, because, okay, let me tell you something. The Cuban regime, if there's anything they invest in, is propaganda. Any stats that come out of Cuba from the Cuban regime is a lie. That's what they do best, is lie. So they think that because they read some propaganda books or whatever the fuck, some stats, some fake stats, that they know more about Cuba than a Cuban. Okay? And if you're smart, you know not to listen to these people. The embargo is not the reason Cuba is in shambles, okay? Cuba can trade with many other places. The embargo excludes food and medicine, okay? It is the regime, okay? The embargo has nothing to do with the fact that the Cuban people don't have a single fucking freedom. No human rights. No freedom of speech, no freedom of assembly, no freedom of anything. The regime and their fucking family friends live like kings and queens. Tourists have everything they need. And the people are starving and barely have 4 hours a day of electricity. The embargo is an excuse that we've been hearing, us and our families, for over 75 years now. It is an excuse that no longer checks out. It doesn't check out. And if you lived it, you know it. It does not check out. Cuba is an example of why socialism is a piece of fucking shit. It's an example of why Cubans are so pro-America, so pro-capitalism. Because we know that it can get so much worse, man. Life can be so much worse than our comfort bubble here in the United States.
So yeah, she goes on to speak for about a minute, guys. Who the F would even think that communism is anything positive? Honest to God, like let's say it as it is. Who in their right minds would actually think that communism is anything good? All right, guys, I'm taking out the whole background because it's slowing stuff down that I notice. So yeah, I mean, who in their right mind would even think about communism would be a good thing? I think after looking at China, I think after looking at Venezuela, I think looking at after Cuba, once upon a time in Russia, at this point, anyone that believes that communism works, these are the people that I'm saying need to be put off in these camps to be reprogrammed. That's what needs to happen. I'm sorry, it is what it is, but that's what needs to happen. I just, like Henry Kissinger says, there's a lot of useless eaters in this world. And I do believe in the depopulation agenda. I hate to say it. I hate to say it. I hate to say it because it's not something that God really preaches. But there is a lot of people that need to be depopulated from this world. All right. And that's the Jeff Freedom coming out of me. But there's other ways to do it than in vaccinating people and killing them. You understand? So with that being said, I want you guys to, I've shared this video about 3 years ago, a little bit over, if not under 3 years ago, because this is a truth, just as a true fact for the people that are vaccinated. And I don't want to get back into the whole vaccination, but I want you guys to understand the people that are vaccinated, they're not even considered human anymore. I won't play the whole 3-minute video, but I want you guys to check this out because I checked out the website myself.
Proven. Supreme Court of the United States. I printed it off. I'll even give you the link. As a matter of fact, let me give you the link right now. www.supremecourt.gov/opinion/12 PDF/12-398 space _ 1B7D period PDF. Let me read this to you in case you don't understand what the hell's going on with this stupid ass shot. In the U.S., the Supreme Court has ruled that vaccinated people worldwide are products, patented goods, according to U.S. law, no longer human. Through a modified DNA or RNA vaccination, the mRNA vaccination, the person ceases to be human and becomes the owner of the holder of the modified gen vaccination patents because they have their own genome and are no longer human without natural people in parentheses, but transhuman. So a category that does not exist in human rights. Did you hear that? A category that does not exist in human rights. The quality of a natural person and all related rights are lost. No rights, freedoms, and liberties. No religious exemptions, nothing, because you've been turned into a person, not a man or a woman. You think I've been joking? I've been telling you guys to wake the hell up. You haven't been waking up. Now it's kicking you in your teeth. This is why I put on these seminars, so you can understand exactly what you need to do to forcefully take back your rights, freedoms, and liberties. Now listen to this. This applies worldwide, and patents are subject to U.S. law since 2013. All people vaccinated with GM-modified mRNAs are legally transhuman and legally identified as transhuman and do not enjoy any human or other rights of a state. State meaning any government, any state, even here in the United States. And this applies worldwide because GenPoint technology patents are under U.S. jurisdiction and law where they were registered, source of the decision of the U.S.
Yeah, I could have played more of that video, but I think you guys get the gist. And it's exactly what he says. I've shared this video 3 years ago, and I don't want to bring back bad memories for the people because there are people that watch this that are vaccinated. And it's sad. It's sad that everyone, well, I had to take it because of my job. I had to take it because we do see my mom in the OH home or the hospitals, and I know most of you guys never knew me back then, but I used to get people vaccine passports, and I used to get people those PCR tests results. I used to do all that for everyone to make sure that people that were, didn't have to take that bullshit. I used to be a firefighter, and they tried to force me to take the shot before I even could find out that I could make vaccine passports. And I told them to shove that shot up their ass. So yes, I mean, at the end of the day, I lost my dream job. But you know what? I wake up every day knowing I'm not going to take a heart attack or I'm going to die of some kind of cancer, especially, turbo cancer. And I've got many, many friends. All right. Many friends that are dying right now as we speak with cancer. Too many, to be honest with you, including a very close one, which hit really hard and found out some bad news again the other day. So it's sad, even though I warned these people and had warned them in the time before they were taking it, but they thought I was crazy. A lot of people thought I was crazy, Bo. Sometimes I wish I thought I was crazy, but it's just common sense. You can't, guys, whatever the government tells you, this is going to be free advice. Okay. Free advice. Whatever the government tells you to do, you do the opposite. Whatever the government tells you that there's something out there, you do the opposite of what they tell you to do. They tell you to wear a mask, you do not wear a mask. If they tell you to wear slippers, you wear shoes, or you go barefoot. Whatever they say, use your mind, do the complete opposite. All right. And you'll live a lot longer. The whole point that you've been lied to, I believe it started in the late 80s where they really ramped it up, you know, with the food being sprayed, the whole, you got to drink 7 glasses of water when they start putting fluoride in the water. And they made people believe in their minds that typical that you have to drink at least 7 glasses of water a day at the exact same time as they were putting fluoride in the water. Now, I had one of my coworkers last week. Well, he's not the brightest man. He's, he pushes a broom at NBCC, the college. But I told him that I have to go to the dentist to fix a tooth that broke. And he said, yeah, I've been noticing a lot of people lately that, are having, getting cavities. It's because they took the damn fluoride out of the water. And I looked at him and I said, Trevor, I don't care. His name is Trevor. I said, Trevor, are you fudging crazy? You're pissed off that they took out the fluoride out of water and you're thinking you're seeing more cavities? No, my friend, I don't know if you know this, but fluoride causes cancer. All right. And well, you said everything else causes cancer. So what's going to make the difference? Well, Trevor, the people are having their teeth with cavities and problems with their teeth is a few reasons. One, a lot of people are vaccinated. So a lot of vaccination or with the DNA kind of messes up the body's functions and what certain things do. Number 2, Trevor, is the fact that everything we eat today, Trevor, has sugar. All right. Sugar. Okay. So when you put fluoride in people's water, Trevor, it also affects your pineal gland, Trevor. So with the fluoride, with no pineal gland, makes you numb to common sense. People like you are at the college pushing a broom, wondering and getting pissed off at Orange Man Bad and why we need more immigrants in this country. This is why you vote liberal, because people like you are the sheeple. Anyway, it just it wasn't too pretty. That's how dumb people. I can't believe they're taking the fluoride out of the water. All right. It didn't even make any sense to me. You should have seen my face. If someone would have seen my face when he said that, I was like, I can't work with people. I had someone at Pepsi telling me he hated Trump so bad and that he loved Trudeau. And I could not believe it. Me and my other coworker were looking at him, even though he liked Trump and he hated Trudeau. And it was our wannabe supervisor looking at him, and he called, we couldn't believe that he liked Trudeau. It got to the point that I hated this guy so much that I didn't want to go back to Pepsi, even though there was only 3 of us in the whole warehouse. I just can't be by someone that loved Trudeau and hated Trump. It's like I really want to drop a pallet on him on purpose and say, whoops, sorry, dude. You were, not my fault. So, I let it go. And speaking of this, check this out, guys. Did you know that the China, people that are vaccinated in China are facing population collapse? That's right. As sudden death soar and fertility, I can't even pronounce it. Wow. The fertile hits record lows. So fertility hits record lows. That's right. So those Chinese people that were told and deemed to take these vaccinations, well, the death rate's going up, obviously, and they're becoming fertile. And you know what? To me, that's a plus. Not the death rates, but fertile. All right. When I told you I believe in the depopulation agenda, I do believe that there's other ways to keep the populations down in countries like China, Africa, Delhi, you know what I mean, India, South America, you know, those high dense areas with poverty that they're breeding like cockroaches, right? I'm going to say it. There's ways to do this instead of, hey, let's vaccinate these people, tell them that there's some kind of killer virus out there. Let's make them all sick and let them die. See, that's, you know, they're going to straight hell for that. All right. But yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, I can't be around people that vote liberal, and I sure in hell can't be around anybody with that hates Donald Trump. I can't be around it. Sorry. It is what it is. And speaking is what it is, check this out, guys. New York last night. This was last week. They're having their Ramadan or their bacon prayers, whatever the hell they call them, in the middle of Times Square. And tell me if this is not dominance. All right. Tell me if this is not a sign of dominance. You New Yorkers, I can't wait the day you guys start waking up and start shooting these people, because it's going to come. I don't know if there's any alpha males that are living in New York right now. And I love this guy, the mayor. These are the people who think dogs are unclean. Yeah, Madani, you know, we all know he's, you know, we all know who Madani is. He's the love child of Jeffrey Epstein that was shown in those photos with his mother, his Cuban mother, and with Bill Clinton, and they're all in that big photo. That's Madani, you know, that's him. That's 100% this kid in the photo that everyone's seen. There's no getting around it, even though they're trying to suppress it. But look how these people eat. They eat with their fingers. All right. That's how disgusting. But they're going around telling people that dogs are disgusting, and they're eating with their fingers. All right. Just to let you know. Disgusting. And as they're wiping their ass with no toilet paper, of course, the most dirtiest people on the face of this earth. All right. I don't care what anybody says, but this New York is got something coming for them. Let's just put it that way. So I know there's some stuff happening in Mexico and stuff like that. And I know you've been hearing some rumors saying they took out El Mencho or El Menchi or whatever the hell you call it, the head of the cartel, and they took him out because they found a laptop, and on that laptop was the files, and the files said clienteles in Spanish. And in the clientels had over 220 high-profile clients that they wanted babies and organs and not drugs, but all these high billionaire high techs. There were something like 17 sit-in members, mostly all, I guarantee, all Democrats, and you know, politicians and CEOs. There was over 200 and something names, and that's why they took out the main person, not only because of the drugs, but for the fact of what they grabbed. And there was a whistleblower, what they were grabbing, and it was on the Epstein files too, of what he was actually trafficking. All right. So with that being said, that could be just a conspiracy, or it could be a true fact. Either way, he's no longer with us, I hope anyway. And on a brighter note, he is freeing up Mexico, because Mexico is such a beautiful country. It's got to get rid of the cartels. There's no ifs, ands, or buts. All right. They got to do the same thing in Colombia. They got to do the same thing in Brazil. But that's because their corrupted governments are literally money is the root of all evil. Money is the root of all evil. And every politician, every president for the past 20 years, I can't name you one politician in the past 20 years that hasn't been corrupted in somehow, some way, besides Donald Trump. I can't think of one. If you guys can think of one besides the Argentina president, maybe him, and Bolsonaro of the Brazil, that they've been trying to get out. I can't think of anybody. Putin's the only one too, besides Trump. And if you guys don't know, Putin is going to be president until the year 2035. Maybe you guys didn't know that either. So I'm going to just fill you in. Putin is staying president until the year 2035. Okay, just to let you know. And that's what Donald Trump needs to do. But Donald Trump's not going to live to 2035. Let's be honest about it, right? It is what it is. Ron DeSantis, I mean presidents. I'm not talking about, governors. Because believe it or not, which Ron DeSantis is this, guys? Carolyn, this is Ron DeSantis 2.0. Just like JD Vance 2.0. That's not the real Ron DeSantis. The real Ron DeSantis back at the pandemic was the biggest prick out there. If you don't believe me, look back in 2020 with the real Ron DeSantis, who was literally replaced. This is the Ron DeSantis 2.0. Tell me if I'm wrong, but go back in those days in 2019 and 2020 when the first pandemic, he was the biggest prick out there when it came to shutting down his state and making people do certain things. Yeah, take a look at it. I didn't make this shit up. I remember. I know a lot of people don't, but I remember. I hope you guys remember. But 2.0 came in, and that was it was a whole different person. Unless that 2.0 was never a clone, more like Donald Trump brought him in, because we all know where Mar-a-Lago is in Florida, and got told. You know what I mean? Probably got a sat down, a little spanking. Either way, something happened, right? Something happened. Was there anything else, guys? Again, bear with me, because like I said, this is a first for me. I got nabbed with this. I think this is a good one. I think this is a good saying. So this lady came out and said, liberals need to calm down. President Trump is not going to harm gay people, bring back slavery, or strip women of their rights. He's not a Muslim, right? That's a good common sense. That's a good common sense thing, right? Because common sense, when you bring in Muslim mayors, they don't like gay people, right? They don't eat pork. They hate animals, dogs. They really do hump sheep. If you don't believe me, they really do hump sheep and goats. Look that up. That's a tradition. They do hump goats. They do beat women up. They do throw gays off roofs. They don't like music. They don't like drinking. And if your wife can't show her face and body skin and all that shit, they got to wear those burqas. And if their woman ever cheated on them, they have the right to stone her. And I don't mean put her in a room and make her smoke joints. They have the right to literally stone her to death. All right. And Jeff, yeah, you're right. You're literally worshiping Satan. All right. You really are worshiping Satan. All right. The whole Allah is their fake prophecy, is complete Satan. Now, I do agree on a couple things. All right, they drink horse pee. Yeah, there's a lot of there's a lot of things that these people do that is disgusting. But I do agree on a couple things, and I hope you guys don't think that I'm turning Muslim on you. Okay, so follow me. I do agree you shouldn't eat pork. Do you guys know why? I'll give you guys 30 seconds. Can you specify humping goats? No, I'm not going to specify. Let's just use your imagination. They do hump goats. Do you know why I agree on a couple things? All right. I do agree on their not eating pork. Anybody know why? I know you guys know. Well, you should know the answer to this. Why do you think? Parasites. Ron, you're right. Parasites. The pig is the most grossest animal out there. That's number one. Pigs will eat humans, right? They will eat dead humans. Two, pigs are their body parts are literally associated and affiliated with human parts, just to let you know. But they'll eat their own feces. They're very filled with parasites. They're very dirty animals. Just to let you know, they're filled with parasites. All right? That's number one. So I agree with that. I don't eat pork. I might eat bacon once in a while, but I will not eat pork chops. I will not eat ham. None of that. Two, drinking. I agree on drinking. I agree 100% that they're totally against drinking. Here's some more. Do you guys know why? And that's right, human DNA found in pork. Yep, you can get transplants by using pork organs. And that's why they're called pigs. Drinking. Why do you think totally against drinking? Anybody? Let's see if you guys were paying attention to me back in about a year ago. I think I did something on this about drinking. We'll see if you guys were following me then. How you doing, Nancy? Anybody? Forget about the pork now, guys. Forget about the pork. We're past the pork. Drinking. Yeah, lobster and crab is the most grossest thing out there, Jaco. Lobster is disgusting. Crab, disgusting. It's the most disgusting shellfish in the water. You don't see me eating lobster and crabs and stuff like that. But people eat it, just like they eat pork. All right, Martin got it. Spirits, exactly. Drinking spirits. You guys see? You guys, yeah, follow. Yep. They called alcohol spirits for a reason, because when you drink alcohol, you're never yourself. You do stupid things that cause stupid things that can cause you to change your life in an instant. Drinking and driving, killing someone, fighting, is a big thing. It's a spirit. They call it spirits for a reason. So I 100% agree on the drinking part. Okay? All right. What's the other part that I agree with them? Okay. I agree with the music. Why about the music? And yes, Nancy, they're bottom feeders. They eat the shit out of the bottom, off the bottom of the sea. Why do you think they don't like the music? Anybody? Booze cause cancer? Yeah. Booze causes a lot of things. Booze causes liver cancer. It fucks up your kidneys. Your liver breaks up families, right? Causes addictions. Okay, so let's get to the music. Why don't they like music? Anybody? Anybody? Lowers the body's frequency. Okay, yeah. Resonant frequency, yep. It's all, the body runs on frequencies, and we should know by now, all right? We should know by now that the frequencies that a lot of this music is being played is all usually spells or worshiping the devil, and it goes by frequencies from 428 to 432, right? And a lot of it has to do with lowering our frequency. So there is things I do believe on Muslims, on some things, and I just said 3 good ones. Now throwing gays off the roof, that's kind of, you know what I mean? I have no problem throwing off the transgenders off roofs. Now I'm not going to say throw all the gays off the roofs. I do believe throwing the gays that vote for Justin Trudeau or Mark Carney, throw them off the roof. I 100% I agree with that, because I'm going to be honest with you, and hate Donald Trump, because there are a lot of gay people that hate Donald Trump, hate Pierre Poilievre, and love Mark Carney and love Justin Trudeau. So I'll go with 4 things. Throwing the gays off the roofs. Hey, that vote liberal, I'm for that too. All right, just to let you know. So with that being said, guys, I think that's going to be it. I want to thank you guys for, we had a good crowd tonight, even though I don't like that number 66 right now. Good, it dropped down to 65. Yeah, they messed up the frequency by raising the 441. Either way, it's all evil programming. You don't see them watching TV, right? They rather do prayers. But either way, they're fake prayer of Allah, who's a false prophet that believes in marrying 6-year-old little girls and molesting 9-year-old little girls. That you'll never see me worship. Let's just put it this way, right? They're sick, they're evil people, and they still do represent evil. All right, don't get me wrong. So anyway, guys, I love you all. Please don't turn Muslim and start humping goats for you men out there. Don't buy electric cars, because you're sitting into an electric car that is completely frequency. Like you're sitting in a big cancer box, just to let you know. Make sense. When for the people that have electric cars, and I had a video for that literally sitting in a car with the battery the size of a car, think about the frequency, think about the lithium, think about all of that, and you're sitting in that. That's like having your cell phone close to your ear with all that frequency. But think about the lithium battery in that phone when it heats up, running through your ear, right, to hear, or the iPods, the ear pods, right? Think about that when the next time you see someone in a cancer box. Next time you see them that's how dumb people are. They're so dumb. But you know what? I look at it as a depopulation tool, right? I really do. So I'm not going to tell them. Keep in the depopulation and microwave on wheels. There you go. That's exactly right. A microwave on wheels. That's a perfect way to say it. Anyway, guys, I love you all. Thank you once again. I'll work out the bugs. Either way, you guys got the show back on this account. I won't touch this account on Freedom Jeff to post or do stupid stuff, just to let you know. I'll do that on my Jeff Freedom to post and do stupid shit. So just to keep this going. I love you guys all. Thanks for coming out. We'll see you guys back Monday, which is March break. I'll be with my son, which I can't wait for next Monday. Have a great weekend. And just remember, Facebook is not as smart as Jeff Freedom. That's why I have my PhD in common sense and street smart. I am a survivor. All right. Talk to you later, guys.
Miss out. Bringing you the real truth, exposed. The Canadian Don is digging deeper, asking what others won't, and broadcasting it uncensored. For real. Join the conversation live with facts you can see and voices you can trust. Subscribe today.